You've probably heard a lot of people say that we are living in a simulation. But what if they're not telling you the whole story? Hello, my beautiful friends. Have you ever felt like there's something not quite right about the idea that we are living in a simulation? That this entire life, your body, your memories, your relationships, your soul's journey is just based on some kind of high-tech game or computer code? Well, there's a reason that this idea leaves a lot of people feeling hollow, detached, and spiritually numb. Because it's not true. And in this video, I'm going to show you why it's not true. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean. For over 25 years, I've been working together with Archangel Michael and helping thousands of people navigate the events on this planet so they can stay on a natural path of evolution. Right now, we are living through a time where artificial intelligence, virtual realities, and high-tech escapism are being pushed as the future of our life here on Earth. People are questioning everything about the nature of reality. And that can be good. But there's a difference between authentic spiritual seeking, where we seek to understand the truth about our reality, and spiritual disconnection, which is what results when we settle for something just because it sounds good. The simulation theory has gone mainstream, and it's being sold as a kind of enlightened, intellectual view of reality. But guys, just because something is trendy doesn't mean it's true. The beliefs you hold about the nature of this reality are foundational. They literally shape your sense of meaning, your choices, your relationships, and your overall spiritual evolution. So let's go deeper on this, because we can get very lost indeed if we are not clear about the true nature of our reality. Let's talk about why clarity about reality really matters. See, understanding the true nature of reality is not just philosophical, it's also spiritual, and it helps you do the following very important things. It helps you to anchor your purpose and ground your energy in that purpose. It helps you to cultivate things like joy and clarity. And most importantly, understanding the nature of reality allows you to consciously participate in your own evolution. If you believe this life is a computer simulation or an empty illusion, you lose contact with your inner compass and guidance. You become susceptible to things like detachment, apathy, and even spiritual nihilism. Nihilism is a belief that life is basically meaningless. But when you understand reality as a sacred, living dimension of the universe, then you can move through life with reverence. You can shift from trying to escape life and instead start wholeheartedly participating. The simulation narrative sounds intelligent and scientific on the surface. But what does it actually do to your soul? Number one, it makes you emotionally numb. Because if nothing is real, then why should you care? Number two, it cuts you off from life's deeper meaning. I mean, if life is just a code, well, does that mean that love is just a program? And number three, it leads to spiritual detachment and disempowerment, because you're no longer a divine creator evolving through your own experience. You're just a player in someone else's invisible game. This is where the depth, love, and beauty of life get lost. Now, I know there are some spiritual teachers who believe there is purpose in this idea that we live in a simulation. They say that there is purpose to the simulation itself. Here's an example of what some people are saying. They say that the purpose of the simulation is to give us an opportunity to overcome things like fear, separation, and inner conflict. They claim that these things only exist because we have been told a false story about life, and we've been manipulated to believe these false stories. The idea in this perspective is that the simulation is preparing us to move to the next level outside of the simulation. Now, this is basically a more sophisticated version of the old spiritual belief that Earth is a school. Guys, if this is a school, then this is the worst, most disorganized, most chaotic school ever. I disagree with all of this, and I'm about to tell you why. I don't believe that we live in a simulation. My understanding of the simulation theory is that it is all founded on a binary code of zeros and ones, just like computer code. And I understand why people say this because that would be the clearest way to depict duality. But here's the problem. No one can explain how this so-called binary code of reality came to exist. So what people do instead is they look for excuses for its existence. They look for positive reasons why. So let me give you the really short version of what is actually going on here and how duality got created. Let's just put the simulation theory aside for a moment. Let's start by asking this question. If God is love, then why is there suffering? Duality is the source of all suffering. Did God create duality to make us suffer? Is this some kind of weird, unfair test? God did not create duality. Duality is the result of an experiment that was tried in this universe and was clearly a mistake. The most fundamental, foundational truth is that God is omnipresent, infinite love. And from that love, all of creation is manifest. In that truth, everything that exists as I am. I am love. That is what I call the actual reality. Now, there are very powerful forces of creation in this universe, and there is creative free will. So a very strange question was born somewhere along the way, which gave rise to a certain experiment. The question was this: if everything in the universe is known by what it is, as a form of I am, what would happen if things were known by what they are not instead of by what they are? And thus, the first original lie was born. The lie that something could be known by what it is not, that it could be known as not love and not God. And from this lie that something could be known by what it isn't, a completely dysfunctional form of physics was instantly created. And that, my friends, is what we call duality. Now, instead of one thing that is omnipresent love, you have two things: love and not love. And this is where the binary code of zeros and ones originates from in terms of the mathematical structure of the universe as we currently know it. Thus was born a complete distortion of reality. In some sense, it is an illusion because it is based on a lie, but it does exist and manifest nonetheless. Duality is what experientially separates us from our Creator. It's what keeps us in the never-ending battle of plus and minus, positive and negative, good and bad, right and wrong. Duality cannot be resolved inside of itself. It must be transmuted and evolved out of, starting with an awakening and a recognition of truth. And this is what the entire universe is in the process of at every dimensional level. It is in the process of healing from the distortion of duality. That's what cosmic evolution is really about. And we and our planet are a part of that evolution. Okay, let's pause for a moment and ask a question that no one seems to ask enough. If this is a simulation, who or what created it? An alien race? A cold machine intelligence? Future humans? See, these theories always leave out one major fact: the presence of God, the Creator, and the divine source of love. The simulation idea strips this entire universe of divine presence and replaces it with code. It leaves us feeling like victims of some meaningless reality that we don't know how to get out of. But we are not strings of data. We are living sparks of the infinite, as is all of life. And this reality, this experience that we are all having right now, it's not being run by someone else. It's part of the larger creative intelligence that we are all an expression of. This life has incredible depth and meaning. Think about nature, the trees, the oceans, the stars, and even our own breath. They don't behave like computer code. These things are alive. They're imbued with the highest of intelligence, and they are deeply, deeply sacred. Now, here's something else that I want you to think about. Simulation theory is emotionally sterile. Think about that. What a great way to kill joy and inspiration. How can you be happy if you believe that this is all completely fake and made up of computer code? Simulation theory removes the warmth, the magic, and the love from life. It leaves people spiritually disassociated and energetically cut off from everything that is real. And worst of all, it can become a convenient excuse to avoid reality instead of being inspired to heal and to evolve into something greater. And if you believe in the simulation, then how do you find motivation? I mean, what other motivation is there other than to escape the simulation? That's not much of a life, is it? I mean, how can you be inspired if this is all just some cold, calculated, fake reality? We know that life has the deepest, most profound, and powerful meaning. The simulation theory fails completely because it ignores the most profound truths that we all carry within us as human beings. In my opinion, the simulation theory is an insult to us and to the Creator itself. The truth is, this reality is miraculous. It is incredible. And there is so much more beauty beyond this. Life is not cold. It's not artificial. It's not meaningless. It's alive. It's intelligent. It's imbued with mystery and love and purpose. You are not living inside some cold, giant computer-generated reality. Every moment you take a breath, everything you intend and create, every new experience you integrate, these are not codes. These are living experiences imbued with the most profound meaning that you could ever imagine. We are not in a simulation, you guys. We are experiencing a literal miracle called life. And I would suggest that if you check in with your heart, that your heart feels no connection whatsoever to this so-called simulation theory. And my friends, your heart will always tell you the truth about what is real in this life. And if anyone tells you that they can scientifically prove the simulation theory, they are not telling you the whole story. They are leaving out the actual root cause of duality. They are leaving out everything that is so powerful about life. So if the idea of this reality being a simulation leaves you feeling confused, depressed, fearful, or hopeless, then that should be evidence enough that it can't be true, because it's not true. And don't take my word for it. Ask your heart. We are creators. We are evolving back into our most empowered state. We are not players in someone else's synthetic game. Now, here's what I would love to know from you guys. How have you all been feeling about the simulation theory? Do you like it, or do you find it deeply disturbing? I would love it if you share your thoughts on this in the comments. And what does your heart say about the idea that this reality is nothing more than computer code? Let's keep this conversation going in the comments. You guys know where I stand on this, but I would love to know what you all think as well, because I think we can always learn something from each other. And if you have any friends who would like to be a part of this conversation, then share this video with them too. Now, I have so much more to share about all of the ways that we can go forward as empowered creators in this beautiful experience called life. I'd love it if you subscribe and stay in touch so we can all go forward together on this amazing cosmic journey. And with that, I'm sending you so much love, light, and high vibrational energy, and I will see you all in the next video.